your tool. I mean, it's just something you really have to sit down and evaluate. Like, I mean, everybody told me, not everybody, but a lot of people told me, man, dude, you need to go. Yeah, everybody has to make the decision that's right for them. I would have made more money. I would have worked a lot less. And I would have probably been in a situation where I would have been welcomed back. Maybe, maybe not.
And when he reveals how he almost made the jump to NWO and WCW. Guys, I want you to keep in mind, only the Yokozuna, Shawn Michaels, and Bob Backlund are the only two WWF men to hold the winged eagle and never work or step foot in WCW. A lot of the other ones, like Triple H, like Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, they either went or came from WCW. And The Undertaker is not no exception. The first time I ever seen The Undertaker, guys, was in WCW. And he was with this tag team called the Skyscrapers. He had filled in. The original version of the tag team was Psycho Sid Vicious and Dangerous Dan Spivey. But Psycho Sid Vicious had got hurt in a match with the Steiner brothers. He had got his lung punctured. So he had to sit out for about 2 years. He didn't come back to WCW for another 2 years. In fact, he came back as a horseman, guys. But they got into something with the Road Warriors. I'm not going to say they. Dangerous Dan Spivey, he always took offense to people not wanting to put over the moves and jobbers not wanting to, job for the stars. But I guess he felt the way about the Road Warriors, even though the Road Warriors was one of the most popular tag teams. So he went into business for himself, Dangerous Dan Spivey, in a match with him and The Undertaker and the Road Warriors. But guys, this is a little interview clip where The Undertaker breaks down this run and how this first run with WCW ended.
I had been with WCW now about 8 or 9 months, I guess. And it was time to start renegotiating my contract. I was happy there. I liked being in WCW. So I get called in, and Ole Anderson was there, who was booking the territory at the time. They basically offered me the exact same deal that I just worked on. And I was like, okay. I was hoping for just a little bit of a bump. Ole looks right at me and he goes, "Mark, you're a great athlete, but no one's ever gonna pay money to watch you wrestle." Wow, okay. I was really taken back. Like, how do you react to that? Like, this is like the passion of my life, and then here's somebody of Ole Anderson's stature, someone that you've looked up to, basically telling you that you ain't got it.
And Ole told me that big red-headed stepchild will never draw any money. And that was it. Mark had to get out of there. WCW fumbled their opportunity with Mark from the first day they had him.
That was a definite shot in the gut. But it ended up fueling me that much more, because then I had a chip on my shoulder. It took my determination to even a higher level, because I knew within me that I had something to offer, and they were the ones making the mistake.
Good old stubborn Ole, right? Good old stubborn Ole, man. And that's how we got Undertaker. That's how we were able to get The Undertaker. So we talk about how Vern Gagne, how he fumbled the bag with Hulk Hogan. We got to mention how Ole Anderson fumbled The Undertaker. He fumbled it, guys. But you see, Undertaker, he didn't really have a problem. And The Undertaker he's a good employer. He's a good employee. He just want to work. He really didn't care. He was happy in WCW. He said it. He said he was happy in WCW. If the man would have paid him, he would have stayed. If the man would have gave him a little bit of respect, he would have stayed. But he was happy there.
When Hogan left and Nash left and Razor left and, you know, the guys, us that stayed behind, man, business was, it was tough, man. For part of that time period, before Austin had taken off and all that, like, I'm extremely frustrated with our creative because they had already started with this more, realistic and more just real tone to it. And we still got all these ridiculous type characters and catering to a younger demographic than what's watching the product on a regular basis. So I'm extremely frustrated. I remember Nash calling me. He said, "Man, I think I can get you this if you want to come down." And I was like, "Wow, that's a lot more money than I'm making right now." And if you can make as much money or more money and do less work in a job that requires physical output and your body is your tool. It's just something you really have to sit down and evaluate. Like, everybody told me, not everybody, but a lot of people told me, "Man, dude, you need to go." Yeah, everybody has to make the decision that's right for them. I would have made more money. I would have worked a lot less. And I would have probably been in a situation where I would have been welcomed back. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
And I know he was frustrated. I know that to be true because it's an interview that New Jack had, and he spoke about how The Undertaker was frustrated with the creative, with how the creative was booking him and his character, how the guys wasn't getting his character over as good as New Jack was getting his character over in Smoky Mountain Wrestling back when they had the Forbidden Door with Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Rolled it up and just let it swing back and forth. And they lost their motherfucking mind. Mark was like,
was he in the ring at this point or no?
Yeah.
He already did his entrance?
Yeah. He was like, "Oh God," right? And every time he would come near me, I would scream and run. He grabbed me by my shirt. I almost ran out my shirt trying to get away from him. And he was like, "Jack, if they put my character over like that in WWF, it would be so much easier to do." He said, "But what you did was the way it was supposed to be done."
You ran like it was Michael Myers coming after you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and he always told me, he said, "If there's anything I could ever do to help you out, let me know."
Was Paul Bearer there too?
Yeah.
Did you interact with him at all?
Yeah.
What did you think of him?
I thought he was cool.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, I thought he was cool.
We miss him.
Yeah.
Still, we have our tribute to him on the set. The match, though, it was him and Tracy Smothers against you guys in a flag match. What kind of a flag match were you guys having?
I had a flag made. It was a black flag with a white X in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They had the rebel flag. So the loser got buried under the flag.
Okay.
I thought about it and I was like, no. It just came down, that's what it came down to for me. Is that guy there gave me the opportunity. Not Nash, I'm talking about Vince. This guy gave me the opportunity. And this may be the worst decision I ever make, but he gave me the opportunity to become something. And I just couldn't do it. And the fact that I stayed, got my ass kicked, we all got our asses kicked, and then turned it all around and then probably made the greatest comeback ever. Man, it was really rewarding. If WCW hadn't have told me that I wasn't going to draw any money, I don't know what I would have done. The fact that they told me you're never going to make money. That was always my chip. That was always the chip that I carried on my shoulder.
And I would like to thank you, Mr. Undertaker, and I would like to thank you, Mr. Ole Anderson. And Undertaker, you have integrity. A lot of people lack integrity nowadays, but you have integrity. Salute to you, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time, guys.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.